I wish we saw cats.
Yeah.
I wish we saw cats.
Yeah. Starfire, come up here.
Star Wars. We're talking about Star Wars. This show's about Star Wars. We saw Star Wars tonight. Kylo, he is such a jackass, and Rey is a badass. And there's Finn and Poe. Rose barely had any screen time. I wish that she got more. Chewie, we thought he was going to die.
No spoilers.
But there's lots of lightning in the sky. Star Wars. This vlog's about Star Wars. We're talking about Star Wars. Saw Star Wars tonight.
You know, it's been a while since I did a vlog where I was actually upset. Where I was actually, like, mad.
Yeah. You wanna know how intense it was?
We bullet pointed.
Yes.
Our talks. Okay, spoiler free right away. This is not bad, but it is severely disappointing.
Oh God. Okay. Our neighbor who is a huge nerd as well, just tweeted me. I mean, oh well, it's spoiler.
Well,
but
we're moving in. Okay, moving into spoilers. It was severely disappointed. We didn't like it.
Oh God.
Maybe our opinions will change when we see it more times, but
I'm texting him back. I just got out of that, and it was lukewarm.
Okay, where to start with this? Should we? I'll wait for you to finish your texting.
I'm sorry, but Star Wars.
Oh yes, Star Wars, but we need to talk to the people about why Rise of Skywalker is so severely disappointing.
Why this is the worst of the trilogy?
Oh Lord, yeah, the worst of the sequel trilogy, hands down.
Yep. Okay. Number 1 on our bullet pointed list: Rey's parentage. Spoilers from now on.
This is the big issue, because as soon as this happened, all my enthusiasm just instantly deflated. Rey is revealed to be the granddaughter of Palpatine.
Yep. And I'm just like,
no. And her parents did not just sell her for drinking money, as we saw in The Last Jedi. They weren't just nobodies.
Is the mic on?
Yes, the microphone is. I will double check yet again, but I turned it off and I turned it back on after you got back down here. But yes, Palpatine's granddaughter and her and Palpatine's son, who was her father, was trying to hide her. It was just to protect her.
All right.
You know, in our vlog for The Force Awakens, first monkey paw, you know. Thing with that, I mentioned 2 things I recall specifically. One, that I wish that Abrams was in charge of the whole trilogy because he had done such a great job with The Force Awakens.
Oh.
And 2, that if they were going to reveal Rey's parents or anything, I thought it would be cool if maybe she was a Palpatine.
Oh, okay, so the reason our neighbor texted us was because I guess Dan heard us from his window when we were coming back and talking about the movie. So he's like, could you folks stop yelling spoilers in the neighborhood? I seriously don't care. I just wanted to make jokes. And he responded to my pun with an angry unicorn.
Still apologize to him because we tried to avoid spoiling it when we got out of the theater.
Sorry, though.
But man, oh man.
Sorry, though. We're loud. Sorry, I gotta apologize anyway.
Oh my God. Okay, yeah.
People.
Yeah, so...
So basically, what I liked about Rey and her story arc up till the end of The Last Jedi was that she was a girl who came from nothing and was becoming something through this journey, through her learning, through the Force. 'Cause, you know, it just proved that anyone can become a Jedi and become great.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be. It's the same problem with the whole. Yeah, that mighty Skywalker blood. It's that divine right of kings bullcrap.
Yes.
They're special because they're related to someone else.
Yes, and I hate that.
I hate it too.
Because it just shows that unless you come from certain like bloodlines, you can never be anything.
Yup.
And if anything, the first 2 films showed, no, that's not true. Like, Finn, like, was taken as a child, raised in the First Order, was a stormtrooper, got out and became his own person. Like, freaking...
Oh my god, even this seemed to suggest that was because of the Force. That maybe he's Force sensitive too.
Well, it's already kind of been suggested because of his somewhat weird connection with Rey.
Even then, it was more like vaguely inferred, maybe, versus this pretty much him just saying, the Force must have spoken to us to get us out of there.
Yeah.
God. The Force chose him to be special, as opposed to just being a dude.
And you know what really also sucks? That we find out Poe's backstory, that he also kind of came from nothing. Oh, best scene was they found out he was a spice dealer.
Yep.
And then, like, Finn's like, you were a spice dealer? He's like,
you were a stormtrooper. You were a smuggler.
You were a scavenger.
Can we do this later?
Yes, exactly. I love that. Can we do this later? And it shows that he became something from nearly nothing.
I liked seeing Poe's backstory. I'm very happy about that part. Although I think we're going to be skipping ahead in the bullet points here. This was really just a case of we gotta make sure that Poe has a case of the not gays.
Oh yeah, I feel like they made that female character with the helmet just to show that, oh yeah, Poe's totally not gay, guys.
He's not gay, guys. And
everything you may have heard in some interviews or how he was playing it, totally not gay. Not even close. Not even bi, maybe.
Got a case of the not gays.
My ship is ruined.
But yeah, my
ship was already ruined through.
We knew it wasn't going to happen because Disney is cowards. Disney is cowards, and we care more about China's market than anything else.
Let's just have 2 lesbians kissing for like 5 seconds. It's probably going to get cut out of so many other countries' editions.
I'm so mad. Like I said, the instant that was revealed, and you knew it was going to go somewhere because Palpatine is shown right off the spot. And not even shown right off the spot. The opening crawl says, "Oh, by the way, Palpatine's alive." And Palpatine was behind Snoke, and Palpatine has his clone bullcrap from the EU.
So. Finn,
we see Snoke's in a tube, like he has like the freaking Evangelion Snoke tube.
Yeah.
He has Rey's on the like Rey Ayanami on another tube somewhere else.
Yeah, that was creepy and no.
Okay. Something I like. I do like Planet Exxon Mobil or whatever the hell the name of the Sith planet was. I do like it because that is a creepy, scary, dark place. I do like the design of that place. But, man, Palpatine just comes on in and steals the movie away from the more interesting characters. What's next bullet point?
Okay, next bullet point was, what did Finn want to say?
Yeah, Finn, they get stuck in quicksand and they're about to start, and they fall through, but and Finn's like, Rey, there's something I never told you. And then when they come out the other side of the quicksand to the tunnels below, he's like, "What were you going to say to me? I'll tell you later."
We ever find out.
It was gonna be, "I love you." We know that.
I love how Poe even asked before they were going. One of the moments where they were probably going to die, and he's like, "Really, right now? Oh, is there a better time?"
Oh, is there a better time?
Okay, let's see. The Emperor show.
It's the Palpatine show.
Yeah.
Right from the start. Ha ha ha, the Emperor's alive. In the opening crawl, the dead speak. A transmission from Palpatine throughout the galaxy to indicate that he is indeed still alive, and Kylo Ren is now searching for him.
Yeah.
Right out of the starting gate. And look, I know, the trailer spoiled that he was coming back. There's interviews saying he was going to be coming back.
Yeah, because it didn't bother me much, because we all knew it was happening.
But let's take that out for 2 seconds here. One, narratively, just from the narrative of the thing. Oh, by the way, suddenly Palpatine's alive. Just out of nowhere, it's him, and he's been the one behind it the whole time. Screw the actual villain arc and through the character arc. It's about Palpatine.
Yep.
And secondly, future generations Like you've seen videos of like little kids watching Star Wars for the first time, seeing the big reveal with Vader, and then being shocked because they didn't know.
Yeah.
And now future generations are going to have that. Because they're not going to watch the trailers first for it. They're just going to be like, oh wow, wait, the Emperor's alive?
Yeah, I am just...
It's suddenly his story. It's suddenly about him
I mean, when you think about it, all of the movies, all 9, are now about him. All 9, in a way, is all about him now. What was the point? What was the point? What was the point?
People saying that like all that they had struggled for in the original trilogy got undone because Luke went off to become a hermit and the Empire came back. But it wasn't really like that. There was you could make an argument why their fight still mattered, why it was still important. But now suddenly, Emperor's alive. It was for nothing. It was absolutely for nothing because he was just going to come back again.
Yep. And
he might have other clone facilities now because you opened that door.
Yeah. Speaking of doors closing, though, Kylo Ren. The redemption arc of Kylo Ren. And
in the car, I was going to say, after you typed the redemption, I wanted it to change. No, the fall of Kylo Ren. Because...
we didn't want him to be redeemed.
Because
not everyone can be redeemed.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's a good thing to put in media, because not everyone gets redeemed in real life either.
He was given so many frickin' chances to redeem.
Yeah.
And he killed and hurt so many people. But no, it's okay because his mom died.
And it's okay because his ghost of his dad showed up. But it's not really a Force ghost,
it was just his memory.
Yeah.
They clearly wanted it to be a Force ghost, but they can't because Han's not a frickin' Jedi.
You know what? No, just fine. It's like, oh no.
He just decided, oh no, suddenly I'm good now.
My mom died, I'm good now.
God, you think about how Anakin, how easily he turned to the dark side in Revenge of the Sith. I guess it's just...
It runs in the family?
It runs in the family. Sudden heel turns. That's why the Skywalker... This is why we needed someone who was outside of the bloodline to take on the Skywalker name.
Yeah. No.
He got redeemed, and I'm so mad. I'm so mad that he got redeemed. I was afraid...
It really sucks. Like, at the end, where him and Rey look at each other, and it looks like it's a happy moment, and they're both alright, and I know we're skipping ahead in the bullet point, but it bothered me, because most of the theater all groaned at this. The kiss. No, the Reylo shippers are happy.
You killed my father figure. You're a monster and a murderer, but it's okay. I can change him.
It's okay. I still like you.
What was the entire point of the second goddamn movie? Is this what Last Jedi haters feel like? Are we now in their shoes?
We are now the Sith.
Are we the people who now feel like
they Sith all over our house, and now we shall in return.
They Sith all over our house. God, and Last Jedi, we were gonna do away with the Sith and Jedi bullcrap. Suddenly, it's just about an angry neo-Nazi who does not deserve to be redeemed and does not want to be redeemed. He didn't want to be saved. He didn't want to be saved. He thought he was right, and he even says early on, "I have plans for Palpatine." And, like I'm not following the Emperor's plan. I have my own plan, and we don't know what that plan ever was going to be. I was hoping beyond hope.
Movie, now that I've realized that, this seems more like a mess than I thought.
I was really hoping beyond hope that was going to happen was eventually he gets Rey, he brings Rey to the Emperor, and then Emperor's about to do his thing, like try to get her to kill him, and then Kylo kills Emperor and absorbs him in. Because the Emperor's plan is, yes, I have made you full of rage and anger and hatred, and thus when you strike me down, my soul will go into you, and I will rule as the new Empress. So I was thinking, like Kylo's gonna show up, kill the Emperor, and instead he sucks the Emperor in and gets all that power for himself, and then it would still be Kylo's story.
Yeah.
It would still, be an unwelcome intrusion to have Palpatine in there, but at least it would still be Kylo's story.
Yeah, and Kylo's downfall would be a very fitting one because he's a villain.
Yeah.
All right.
Darth Vader's redemption because it was a matter of because it was such a tragedy. Someone who was seduced by the power of the dark side. Kylo was just always a bad kid. He just was.
Yep.
He didn't want to be redeemed. He didn't want to see reason. He didn't want to see other sides of it. He always just wanted to. And you know what? And I get it. I get that you want to have this redemption arc story, but we've already had the redemption arc story. Let's tell the story of someone who is just bad and doesn't want to be saved and prove that sometimes you can't save everybody. Sure, try. You should always try. But they did. They tried. He didn't want it.
You know who couldn't be saved and who was bad to the end? Hux.
I'm kind of split on that because
I like how he's like, why are you helping us? I don't want you to win. I just don't want Kylo to win.
The other side of this is that we start off with the Palpatine stuff, but then we learn that there is a spy inside the First Order who's supplying them with information. They don't know who the spy is, but which seems like a bad tactical move. You'd think you would want to know who the spy is. Yep. Otherwise, you're getting fed false information.
Yep.
But later on, we discover that the spy is Hux, and I kind of suspected that. I was hoping it would be Hux, because Hux, of course, has clearly fallen down the chain of command after the death of Snoke. So and they're like, "Why are you helping us?" And of course, and at first you might think, "Oh, he's trying to be redeemed." No, I don't care if you win. I just don't want Kylo to.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because he hates Kylo so much, and I was hoping there would be like a big power play at the end, But then Richard E. Grant, who is now taking over, who's apparently been in the service of the Emperor during this whole time.
Yeah.
When Hux tries to say like, they escaped and they shot me in the leg here. It was like, I see, and he shoots Hux, and you know what? I'm okay with the neo-Nazi having the ignominious death. I'm okay with him dying like that.
We found our spy.
But at the same time, damn, I still wish he had tried to do that takeover to fight Ren in the end. But I'm okay with him dying as badly as he did, because screw the neo-Nazi.
Yeah. Anyway, Rose needed more screen time, and it felt like they just put her there because she was in Last Jedi, and they didn't really give her many roles. She just seemed to be in scenes just to be there. Her lines could seem like they could have been said by anyone. I liked Rose, and I felt like she needed a little bit more. I mean, I feel like the scene where Janaya and Finn were doing that canon thing should have been him and Rose.
Yeah, should have been Rose.
Because they had a rapport, they had an adventure together, and Rose wouldn't just, leave him there.
I suppose there's precedent for this because Lando was a bigger presence in Empire Strikes Back, but had a reduced role in Return of the Jedi. And thus one could argue that the same thing was happening here. She still had a place of importance. She still talked and had scenes, but they were setting up a romance with Finn that went nowhere. I don't like the conspiracy theorists who would say, "Oh, this is they had a visceral reaction to The Last Jedi and are trying to undo everything." But it really feels like that at times. It really feels like they are that they hated everything about The Last Jedi, even though Abrams said Abrams had to approve of The Last Jedi, and he spoke before how much he loved it and thought it was good and approved of the story beats and everything like that, and yet goes to pains to undo so much of that.
And while I like, is it Janaya? Janaya?
I don't know.
Jonah?
Stormtrooper lady.
While I like her a lot, and I'm glad that Finn found other people like him that also escaped the first, being a stormtrooper and stuff, and even put down their weapons and stuff like that. I kind of feel like they're just kind of setting her up to be, I don't know, a Finn love interest because, we can't have an interracial relationship.
And then Rey goes off to do her own thing.
Yeah.
Is she gonna become a moisture farmer? Is she gonna dig out Luke's old moisture farm? Because the movie ends with her back on Tatooine.
It's poetry.
It's not bookending though, because if it was really bookending, they would bookend it from the prequels.
Okay, good point.
Instead, it's more nostalgia baiting.
Yeah.
It's remember this? Remember the moisture farm?
Remember the sons?
I remember the two sons. I liked that more. I actually liked that more in Revenge of the Sith. And I don't like Revenge of the Sith. I don't like any of the prequel movies, but man, I liked it better in Revenge of the Sith. It made more sense there.
Yeah. But yeah, nostalgia mattered more than new stuff. Grr. That's basically what we're on now.
I will fight me to the day I die. The Force Awakens is not a carbon copy of A New Hope.
It's not.
But this one, while I will say it is not a carbon copy of Return of the Jedi, lots of times it really seems like it's trying to be. It fails in that because it has a different structure, it has different things it's looking for, different things it's trying to do. But especially with the return of the Emperor and the temptation to the dark side and redemption of the villain, one of the things I'm going to be talking about in my review of the Last Jedi comic is how they've all heard this story before. They've all heard this legend, and they're trying, and characters are trying to act it out, except it's not the same. They are not the same people, and that is their failing in trying to replicate this fairy tale that they heard.
Yep.
Except in this case, this movie is just trying to replicate the fairy tale again.
Yeah.
It cares more about nostalgia baiting than trying to create new, interesting things.
Yeah.
To have the big reveal of shock of all shocks, it turns out she was born to evil. She has lightning powers because she was granddaughter Palpatine. I thought that was just a Force skill thing. No, yeah. apparently, if you're
it's a Palpatine thing.
Apparently, it's just if you have evil blood in your veins, you can shoot lightning out of your fingers.
So Leia's story, which 3 was gonna be way different if Carrie Fisher was still alive.
Yeah.
But they had to work with, whatever footage they had left.
Yep, and I think they did a decent job of it.
They didn't want her to die in some badass way or do something like that because, the actress is actually gone.
Yeah.
So they did a more dignified, more quieter death scene, which I thought was a good thing to do.
I thought they handled it pretty well given the limitations that they had.
Chewie got his medal.
Chewie got his medal.
Chewie got his medal.
Which again, nostalgia baiting, but you know what? I'll take it.
You know what? Chewie never got a medal.
I'll take the nostalgia baiting there. Yeah, there. Even though that was clearly hey fans, remember this?
Remember Chewie didn't get a medal? Now he has a medal. Oh God, seeing him mourn.
We finally get to see him more, and you know what? I'm okay with the lack of mourning in Force Awakens and Return of the Jedi because I bring this up in my Last Jedi review. What would have been? What do you think the reaction was gonna be?
Yeah.
But seeing him realize, like yet another person that he cared about losing them.
The whole OG crew, pretty much.
Leia dies contacting Ben, and apparently that death is what finally gets. I was gonna say Obi-Wan because the Ben thing.
Yeah.
It was finally gets Kylo to realize what the hell am I doing?
Yeah.
That apparently was the tipping point.
Yeah.
From a story standpoint, I kind of get that, especially because it's felt like it was kind of set up in Last Jedi, but at the same time, then it feels like he just has mommy issues. That's why his dad couldn't bring him back. And he still murdered his dad.
Yeah, and I don't like how, remember when I was talking about how I wish Rey's character arc theme of you don't have to be something to be something. Or from a family to be something.
Yeah.
Poe and Finn's story character arcs are like that. I thought it would have been great if hers were like that too, because thematically would have all fit together.
Yeah.
But it seems like she just kind of strut out on her own and didn't really rely on her friends at all.
Yeah.
And they built so much of rapport. It seemed like they were more contested a lot in this movie than the family it seemed like they became.
There were some good moments in the very beginning. Every time the three of them together was good.
Oh yeah. The trio.
Again, it's like them trying to recreate Return of the Jedi because Luke goes off on his own away from his friends. Even though one of the big points of Empire was losing his friends was what got him to abandon his training.
Yeah.
Which is also why he cut himself off from the Force, because he would have frickin' left instantly if he had felt Han die or was in pain because he cared so much about his friends.
Yeah. But yeah, what else is on this bullet list?
There's more stuff I can say.
Go ahead then.
Oh no, I think we can move into the next thing here.
Dio is cute, but it's just their cell crap.
I actually disagree on this point because one of the things I like about Dio, which is the new cone-headed droid, he serves more of a story purpose.
He's like, no, thank you.
Yes, he can speak English, but kind of a broken kind of thing because he's clearly been abused and damaged.
Oh, poor guy.
Poor guy. But what I like is so one of the things they're trying to find ExxonMobil planet because of course it's been lost to all of time, and they lose the location. They need a special Sith pyramid cube thing in order to gain access to it. I don't know how that works, but whatever.
It's a wayfinder?
Sith Wayfinder.
Or something? I don't know.
Yeah, you need that to get to it. I don't know why, if you don't just freaking have coordinates. But whatever. You need
the coordinates are in the thing.
I guess. But anyway, they need the coordinates. Kylo breaks the device that has the Wayfinder. So oh no, we can't find it. But Dio, since he was owned by a droid who was going there, he has the coordinates. So I'm happy that actually the cute thing has served a purpose. I love the Porgs, but the Porgs serve no purpose. They're comic relief. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of cute things, when they went to Alien Coachella, there was like all these little baby whatever elephant people things, aliens.
Yep.
They were adorable. I was like, I need 10 of those.
which brings me to a weird point. I don't know if this is on your bullet point list.
Alien Coachella?
No, the Force Bridge that Snoke had established in Last Jedi. They kind of set up that there was that you could transport objects through it when water from rain got transported to the Star Destroyer. I mean, I know it's a movie about space wizards.
They set it up, so I'm good.
I know it's a movie about space wizards, but that doesn't make any damn sense.
He stole her necklace. That was a nice necklace.
You can transport objects through that. I know it was established. I'm not that mad about it, but it does feel like a little BS to me.
Kylo Ren, deliverer for Amazon.
You can create a whole delivery service using this for Force sensitive people, like transporting stuff across the galaxy. There's money to be made here.
Amazon.Jedi.
The Galactic Amazon. I know. I know it's set up. It's a movie about space wizards. I shouldn't think too hard about it. But damn, that does not make any damn sense to me how that works. But you know what? If that was my only problem in the movie, then it'll be fine. But I just have so many problems with thematic, character arc. Okay, what's next on the bullet point list?
Okay, next is mostly stuff we already talked about. Chewie, we thought he was dead.
Yeah,
and he wasn't dead. I was so glad because I was like,
what happens is this Sith transport, this First Order transport, which apparently has the Knights of Ren. Ooh, we finally get to see the Knights of Ren, and they're just a bunch of dudes.
Yeah.
Who we learn nothing about, who don't have lightsabers.
And they got their ass kicked.
And they got their asses kicked. They take Chewie hostage, and a transport ship is leaving the planet. We think Chewie is on it. So we're like, oh no, we gotta stop the villains. And Rey uses the Force to try to pull it back down. Kylo arrives, and he tries to pull it away.
Tug-of-war,
And Rey, in her anger, summons Force lightning and accidentally destroys the transport. And we're like, oh god, no!
I was like, Chewie, no!
And I knew they would not kill Chewie like that.
Anything was on the table after they killed Han and Luke and some of my favorite pilots.
All the other deaths, all the major character deaths that happened served a story purpose. Just killing Chewie like that would not have had a story purpose. They're not that hack. They're not that much of hack writers.
Killing Chewie would start the big uprising of fans against Disney.
Oh, no, it wouldn't, because they killed Chewie in the books once.
Burned them!
Back in the EU, they killed Chewie off. I can't remember how he died, but, like, it was stupid.
He's 250 years old, and he finally mastered that game that we saw him play in Solo.
He so cheats.
I love how it started out with them playing that game from Solo, and it's just...
It's from A New Hope, too.
I mean, oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's one of the things that people will keep saying is a nostalgia base.
I always forget.
That little chess game that was in A New Hope. Let the Wookiee win.
Dude, why don't they just make that game?
They should. Why don't they?
Yeah, we can't have it holographically, but just make little figures.
Make a little Switch game, like a budget title.
Yeah, or like...
Little downloadable game, play Star Wars chess.
Yeah, there you go. Just put in some unique rules to it, and boom. We just made you a product, Disney. Pay us royalties.
The Dungeon Dice Monsters of Star Wars.
But otherwise, we already talked about Hux, so we disagree on the editing. I thought it kept my interest. It was quick, but not like so quick I couldn't follow it.
I do not like the pacing of this movie.
I love the pacing of this movie.
I think it's too damn fast.
I think it's just the right amount for an action film.
It's too damn fast. There's no moments of self-reflection, no quiet moments. When Luke's ghost reappears on Ahch-To, because Rey after she finds out about Palpatine and everything, and she's all distraught, and she loses the Wayfinder, and she takes Kylo Ren's TIE silencer, takes it to Ahch-To, and burns it, and he's like, I'm gonna do like Luke and become a hermit on this island.
Yeah.
Which, oh crap, the village natives don't like me. So she burns it, and she takes Luke's lightsaber, which apparently she rebuilt off screen. Whatever, I'll live with that, but it feels like this is why I feel she should have had her own lightsaber from the start.
Yeah, I like how, and plus hers look cool. It's gold.
It was a yellow lightsaber, and I'm pretty sure it was long enough that it could have been a double-bladed.
Yeah, and it's gold. And wait a minute, didn't that scene where we saw what if Sith self have a double one?
Yep, it was. We saw that in the trailer. It was just like a weird Force ghost vision thing of her as evil.
Yeah, she has sharp teeth too.
Yeah, and she had a double-bladed lightsaber, and yeah, I feel like she should have done something more. I feel like she should have had something like that from the start. But she tosses her, but it's very fast. She takes the lightsaber, tosses it into the wreckage. Luke Force Ghost grabs it right away, and is like, the weapon of a Jedi should not be so treated so disrespectfully. That pissed me off especially.
Oh.
Okay. One of the things that really, really bugs me about a lot of Star Wars media, both especially in the prequels and in side media, is the importance of the lightsaber as a weapon. I need to. This is especially important for my Last Jedi review. Mm-hmm. A Jedi only fights for defense, never to attack, but they place so much emphasis on a weapon that of something that is designed to kill and hurt.
I think he was just saying that to be glib.
I know he's just saying it to be glib, but it's one of the things I love about Last Jedi is Luke never attacks anything. He dodges, he evades, remember, Yoda never teaches Luke how to use his lightsaber because it's about more than that. Versus the prequels, this is your life.
Yeah.
I hate that. It's one of the things that separates the Jedi from the Sith is that they're not a militaristic, aggressive thing. And when you have a weapon in your hand, you're more inclined to go for the aggressive option. And it's why Luke tosses away his lightsaber in Return of the Jedi, because even when the Emperor will probably kill him, because as he's not giving into his aggression, because he gave into his aggression and almost killed Vader when his entire thing was, I don't want to kill my dad.
Yeah.
I know that's a pretty it's a small point in the grand scheme of things.
Darth Vader's my dad. Darth Vader's my dad. I forgot the rest of his lyrics.
The fanboy Christmas.
Yes.
But yeah, I know that's also a minor point in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, the seeing Luke again like that, it felt like it should have had more weight. But everything's moving so fast.
Well, it was a movie. And people weren't even excited after it ended.
Yeah.
People just was like, well... I mean, the collective groan of the audience when Rey and Kylo kissed, everyone was like, oh, and I just said, I want my money back.
Okay, any other bullet points?
Nope, we ran out of bullet points. All I got is bullets.
Any other general things we should talk about? Okay, let's be positive here. What were other things that we liked about the movie? I like that we have them together.
I like Alien Coachella.
I like the healing powers.
Oh yeah, because I think the reason why they put out that episode 7 of Mandalorian early because they bring them out on Fridays usually.
Yeah.
Is because Now, spoiler for Mandalorian here. The healing powers with Jedi is introduced. And they use it heavily in this movie. So, you know, they kind of put it out there so it could be in the universe. And if anyone complains about healing powers, you know, they probably don't watch Mandalorian.
And even then, I don't mind Force healing powers. I think that's a natural extension of the idea of the Force, you know, flows through all living things, and you can use that. I mean, that would actually be a good counterpoint. Like, the Jedi can heal, Sith users can use lightning. Because the lightning is an aggressive act versus healing, which is a sign of peace and you know, defensive kind of a thing. And
you know, I like that Rey didn't die.
I like that. Yeah, I like that none of the sequel characters died.
Yeah.
We get a good I like C-3PO in this movie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's his usual annoying self, and then he loses his memories because they have to get the translation to a Sith thing.
So get this. Apparently, 3PO, because he's a protocol droid, he actually can translate Sith, but there is a block in place in his mind, probably instituted by the old Senate, that they cannot read Sith gloves. Probably was set in place by Palpatine himself, so he couldn't have any challengers.
Yeah.
So. In order to do that, in order to get rid of the block, you need to wipe out his memory. And they're like, wouldn't R2-D2 have a backup memory? Oh, R2's backup systems are notoriously faulty.
Watch, he had a backup.
He had a backup. I figured that would be the case after they established that.
Yeah.
But yeah, he does I'm taking one last look at all my friends. Because he'd been on this adventure now. A lot of people were like, but he doesn't know all these people. No, he's on the adventure the whole time and helps out. Yeah. And he willingly sacrifices himself to, and he goes to Red Eye, and it's like, the location of the Sith Holocaust.
Oh, Red Eye C-3PO was the best.
And then they reset him, and he's like, oh, hello. Oh, dear. I will not get engaged in battles. What is going on?
Oh,
that's not even a language.
And Poe is just like, I don't want to. Now we got to deal with this. Oh, but yeah, I think it would have had more if he did lose his memory. But no, I'm glad he was brought back.
I'm fairly certain that there, you know, as we established at the end of Last Jedi, Resistance is on its last legs. They barely have any ships. They're having a hard time. They realize, okay, the Emperor has apparently been building a huge fleet of Star Destroyers on Exxon Mobil planet.
In the shadows.
In the shadows, full of Sith troopers and everything like that, which is really it's just regular stormtroopers in red armor.
Yeah.
And all the Star Destroyers have
planet-killing weapons.
Have planet-killing weapons, because of course they do, because the Emperor is obsessed with doomsday weapons.
And they blew up a planet because
we did it before! We nostalgia bait!
We just want to show that we can do that.
All the Star Destroyers, it's like fighting 1,000 Death Stars! I mean, they don't say that in the movie, but it feels like that's what they're trying to raise the stakes. I defended Starkiller Base and how much scarier it was, and this is the response. This is the thanks I get.
You know, I do like how at the end it was everybody's here.
Yeah. So what I'm pretty sure was supposed to happen to make this Leia's movie, Lando goes out to try to gather support from everyone to show them that there's still hope, and we need everyone to join together to finally oppose the Sith Empire that is rising up. The Final Order. I do like that. I do like that term for it. The Final Order.
Yeah, I wish this movie was called Star Wars Final Order.
I would actually be okay with that.
I like it better than Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah. Like, we were hoping Rise of Skywalker meant that the Jedi need to end. We need to create something new. The Skywalkers. We thought that would be it, and we thought that would be a cool thing. But, yeah, the Final Order, I like that. And his stupid fleet of Star Destroyers. That, again, I believe that Empire remnants could rise up to become, like, a second Empire with the First Order. The Emperor's all freaking alone with, like, a few cult members. How the hell did he build that many damn Star Destroyers?
Well, look, that stadium was filled with cult members. They had a ritual. It was going to be a ritual. People bought tickets. They can't get refunds, Lewis.
It feels like this is the kind of thing that
Ticketmaster doesn't give refunds. I brought my entire 3rd grade class to see this ritual so the emperor can finally be there. And what happens? The whole thing's messed up and I lost all my class to being crushed. Worst field trip ever.
Why do we even... Okay, so yeah. So Lando goes out and gathers this huge fleet of ships to fight back against
On your left.
On your left. And you know what? I like that. I like that scene. It's very clear this was supposed to be Leia's scene. I
love... One of my favorite tropes in fiction is the whole everybody's here to fight now. Endgame uses it. This uses it. I just like that trope in general. That's what I like.
I liked it. I liked that. It was a great thing. But again... It was also a matter of, it's so fast-paced, it's hard for me to process and really get into the moment for a lot of these things. And of course, like I said, I was deflated already with the Palpatine revelation.
Chewie had great hair.
Chewie had great hair. Chewie was great in this movie.
Oh yeah, he must use some Pantene Pro V. Yeah. He got a medal.
He got a medal. Maz Kanata is now with them. I'm not sure why she suddenly decided to join it, but okay. I'm down with that.
Yeah,
everyone's Maz. Everyone's got their safari gear.
Yeah, we got...
Which I you know what? They all look very sexy in their safari gear. I'm actually kind of down for that.
We got some X-Wings and some TIE fighters, and my favorite pilot died. He was the chubby one who played Matt in Heroes. And he was my favorite one. He's dead.
Everything is great. Should you be a little more optimistic? Okay, everything is great. There's nothing bad is going on.
They killed my favorite pilot. I can't forgive this movie now.
Porkins! It's Porkins all over again.
I'm just...
I'm trying to think. What are the positive points that I liked about
Star Wars. We just watched Star Wars. We didn't like Star Wars. The end of the show.
Okay, so let me be clear about this. The movie is not bad.
I'm gonna drink myself to death.
It's not bad, and I'm actually gonna be. This is gonna be interesting because much like how the prequels have had a reevaluation from kids who grew up watching the prequels.
Lewis used to force to turn this into wine. Prosecco.
Since the prequels have that that reevaluation now, like 20 years later after they came out, I'm curious if in 20 years the sequel trilogy people will actually like little kids who watch these for the first time, they're going to be so into Rise of Skywalker and they're going to love it.
Oh yeah, it's like I remember growing up and my little cousins loved the prequels while I was just like eh.
So it'll be interesting to see how time goes on, and maybe we'll feel better about it later. But man, it's not a bad movie. It is not bad, but it makes us mad and so disappointed because it feels like it worked overtime to try to undo the really good and interesting things they did with the Last Jedi and the entire sequel trilogy concept.
Yeah, I just wish the theme was you could come from nothing and be a hero and be part of the Resistance.
Now, some will argue. We're Starfire's up there, and we're just kind of...
Starfire, down!
She's gonna knock off my hat.
Starfire, down!
I'm okay with her being up there, I just don't want her knocking
The TARDIS is on the edge. The lava lamp's
Yeah,
right
she's
there.
knocked over. She's not... The lava lamp is fine, it's heavy enough, it won't go down, but she's knocked this over before without any problem.
Yeah, can you just grab her?
It's harder to grab her from up there. Come on, girl. Come on.
Yeah, don't whine. You shouldn't be up there.
Don't you whine.
Here, get in this vlog.
Yeah. People like it when I have the cats in here.
Get in this vlog. You shouldn't be up there. We told you not to go up there.
She usually just stays over there to just rest on the thing.
You're as hard-headed as Kylo.
I'm trying to remember my train of thought. So, maybe, yeah, it's not a bad movie. It'll be interesting to rewatch it, but we're just severely disappointed because we really liked where things were going. And someone will probably argue, well, she still came from nothing, and not like she was raised by Palpatine. And yes, you're absolutely right about nature versus nurture, but it just feels like they couldn't help themselves. They had to make her part of a bloodline as opposed to just being
Rey. And it didn't matter if she didn't have a family name. She's Rey.
When did the Emperor find time?
Yeah, who would screw that? what Sith lady or whatever jumped on that lightsaber of his? Who? And why? And how much did they pay you? Because I cannot imagine it what you wanted it.
Why would he even want kids?
Power. Bloodline. Batteries.
The entire reason why he was trying to get rid of Vader to become Luke, it's a Sith thing. The reason why the Sith are down to just Master and Apprentice is because the Sith Empire ate itself alive. Because when your entire order is based around trying to seize more and more power, of course you're going to be constantly betrayed by everyone around you. Yeah. It's why the system is not sustainable. It's why the Sith Empire fell. It got so bad, you only could have 2 of you at a time. It's why he was trying to get rid of Vader. Vader was at a point where it's like, I need to get rid of him before he kills me, so now I can train a new apprentice.
Yeah. I'm just disappointed.
I'm just disappointed.
I think the rating we gave on this was C-.
C-, D+.
Yeah, C- because Chewie's hair was great.
No.
There. Anyway, what now?
I don't feel like talking about trailers. I mean, it's nothing that interesting anyway.
Yeah, Bad Boys is coming out, and Top Gun, and okay, 90s is back. Yay.
Top Gun was 80s.
80s. Okay, well, whatever. Everything is...
Wonder Woman 1984 looks fun.
Yeah, that's fun. There's something about 2 Midwestern ladies going to a beach party. I don't know. Barb and something.
Did I miss that trailer?
Yeah, you were in snacks.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
So, yeah, Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, it was a movie.
You might like it more than us, but we did not like it.
Yeah, sorry. Just... Star Wars. We wanted to like Star Wars.
Well, Disney's gonna take...
We should have liked Star Wars.
Disney's gonna take a break from Star Wars movies for a few years, according to them.
I hope it's like at least a decade.
I want it to be at least 5 years. Give it a rest.
Decade.
And God, it's that, like I said, it's that monkey paw. I wanted Abrams back, and I said I'd be okay with Palpatine, but Last Jedi convinced me why that would be a bad thing and why. But you know what? Above all else, let's just remember, this still would have been better than whatever Colin Trevorrow was gonna do for it.
Bang. Yep.
You think Rose had no screen time this time? Wait until his version of it.
Oh yeah.
Leia getting sidelined even more.
Can't we just have someone good with Star Wars? How about a lady director for Star Wars? How about a POC director for Star Wars?
You know, I argue with someone on Twitter about this, about the fact that, of course, Disney, you know, it's their multi-billion-dollar property, which already has lots of bad will about the prequels. Of course, they're gonna have a plan for the 3 movies. Why wouldn't they have a plan? No, they did not have a plan. They clearly did not have a plan. They just wrote them on the fly with no idea where they were going.
And you'd think that going into a project, knowing it's going to be a trilogy, you would make a plan or at least a loose outline that can be built upon on each director that takes over. They didn't have that. Nope. I don't want to hear it. Nope. I love you. But you're hopeless.
All right, Star Wars.
Star Wars.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Let's watch something happier, and also in space.
Watch my review of the Last Jedi comic adaptation on Monday. There will be no spoilers for Rise of Skywalker in it, but I am gonna have to see what I can do to make sure I still talk. I'm gonna try to talk about it under its own merits as a film versus anticipating the character arcs for things, because that was something I was going to do. I'm going to go look at everyone's reactions on Twitter. Yep. Some people are actually really loving it, and some people are really, hating it, and then there's, people like me who are all like, this was lukewarm. This was in the middle of the road. It's just not very exciting, and I'm left kind of without wind in my sails. I just feel empty inside. It's like having a birthday party that's really great, but the cake is really shitty. Have you ever been to a party where the cake is shitty? I have. That just threw everything off. Star Wars was the party, but the movie was the crappy cake. We talked about this briefly in the car, too. I would have been... Burnt almond flour cake! I would have been so happy if after, Kylo revealed, no, you're a Palpatine, she gets there and Palpatine's like, Yeah, no, you're just a power... Yeah, granddaughter, what are you talking about? I'm not related to you. That was just a trick to get Kylo to bring you here.
You think I could get this up?
Wait, did you see what the Force Lightning did to me? Jeez.
I just can't.
He sucks Force energy out of them or something to heal himself.
Again, the reason why he wanted children, they're batteries. Why
didn't he just do that any other time? God!
That wasn't a plan!
Anyway, Rise of Skywalker. We didn't think it was that great.
Yeah.
Maybe our opinions will change with time, but we're not happy about it right now.
I put my thumb down many times during the movie. I'm left disappointed because we had so much... Well, actually, my hype for this was really tempered. My hype was only at medium levels compared to Last Jedi and Force Awakens, where my hype was max.
Really did not help. The press tour seemed to be going out of its way to poo-poo Last Jedi, or feel like they're really back on track. And of course, people who saw early screenings or in overseas who were...
They were lukewarm.
Who were either lukewarm or, oh, this is not good.
And
did you like? I mean, Nash. I think because Nash reads spoilers ahead of time, so that he can never be disappointed.
Oh, wow.
He said, "Okay, if you liked Return of the Jedi, this is Return of the Jedi."
I don't even feel like drawing fan art.
I like Return of the Jedi.
I wanted to celebrate with a new Finn Post shipping art, but I
got a case of the not gays.
It's knocked out my sales.
Anyway.
All the Reylo shippers are going to rub it in all of our face. Screw all of you. Star Wars! We wanted good Star Wars! We didn't get good Star Wars!
It's still better than the prequel.
No Star Wars tonight! This review is really bad too.
Like I said, I think divorced from the expectations, this will be a lot more interesting down the road. With people approaching this with fresh eyes and not any hype or anything like that, who will probably appreciate it a lot more because they won't have the same expectations.
So basically, kids, what we learned is, have no expectations at all.
Never be hyped about it. Never be happy.
Never be optimistic.
Never be excited.
There's no joy in this world.
There is no...
Just consume, and then wait till the next thing you consume, and die.
Abandon all hope, you enter here. That is not the message of these.
Geekery is canceled. Being a nerd is canceled. I'm canceling it. The show's over. Star Wars sucks again. What are we gonna do? Wait for another Star Trek thing?
Like I said, it's not that it sucks. It's just disappointing. It's not terrible. It's not bad. Like I said, I think future people divorced from all the hype of it will really like it and really do appreciate it and talk about it and find interesting new things to say about it. But me, who had very different hopes coming into it from The Last Jedi and thinking how much I really love The Last Jedi and the interesting things they did with it, it's just so disappointing after that.
It's not terrible, but it left me empty.
Yeah. It's not bad, but it's not what I wanted.
Star Wars. Just give me good Star Wars. Please don't poo-poo Star Wars. Unless it really sucks.
Anyway, see you later, people.
Bye. Star Wars.
Live long and prosper.